Which of you is the father?
I am.
Right.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the best, most hilarious, and iconic moments from the 4 movies in the Bridget Jones franchise. If you haven't seen the latest movie, beware of spoilers ahead.
Excellent fire station. And now, back to the studio.
Number 20. Meeting Ed Sheeran, Bridget Jones's baby. Over a decade since we last reunited with Bridget, she's become a thriving TV producer and split from Mark, who since married someone else.
I didn't tell you because you wouldn't have come. Seriously, it's been 5 years. You've got to shake yourself out of this self-imposed purdah you've been in ever since you split up with your precious Mark Darcy.
Ready to embrace singlehood, she gets roped into a music festival by her friend Miranda. Eventually, Bridget gets into the spirit of things and asks a stranger to take a photo to commemorate the moment.
Hey, what are you doing?
I was taking a photo. I thought you guys wanted a photo.
Yeah, we do, of us. Yes, terribly sorry, but we thought it would be really fun to get a photo of us backstage among all these glamorous people. I think that's the guy from Bargain Hunt. It'd be great if you could get him in the shot. Quick.
So you don't want me in the photo at all?
Now, maybe it's the drinks, or maybe it's a generational thing, but they think it's a bit pompous of this rando ginger guy to try to get in on the photo. Turns out he's a pretty good musician, and a lot of people enjoy listening to his songs. Too bad his talents are wasted at Starbucks. Number 19. Lawyers Quiz Night, Bridget Jones, The Edge of Reason. Bridget works hard to make a good impression at Mark's law council dinner. Unfortunately, it soon becomes clear that she doesn't really fit in with this crowd.
Honestly, this is the sort of rubbish you'd expect from some fat, balding, Tory, home counties, upper middle class twits.
However, when a quiz is announced, Bridget hopes her Trivial Pursuit experience will help her win them over. Only she seems to have forgotten that this is a lawyer's dinner. Luckily, even they sometimes need to let loose, so there's a pop culture round, and Bridget's finally in her element.
Who did the design for Princess Diana's wedding dress?
The Emanuels.
Correct. Excellent, Bridget.
One right answer after another, she doesn't just impress her table, but the whole room. When it comes down to the final question, she's sure this is going to be her moment.
My entire life has been leading up to this very moment. Take that knife, slice off my head, and boil it for supper, if I'm wrong. The correct answer is Lucky Star.
No.
Well, maybe next time. Number 18. Dr. Rawlings being an icon, Bridget Jones's baby. As the title suggests, Bridget is unexpectedly pregnant at 43 and unsure of the father, but it introduces us to Dr. Rawlings. Played by Emma Thompson, she might not have much screen time, but her dry wit and sharp delivery make her an undeniable scene stealer.
What about the first scan? Would that show when conception took place?
No. Ring this number to fix a date, and do bring along the father if you can work out which one he is.
She's the kind of doctor who's seen it all, fazed by nothing, and has zero patience for nonsense. Not exactly the warm, fuzzy presence you'd want during such a life-changing moment, but undeniably fun to watch.
I'm not sure how much there is to gain from you two being at the coalface, if I'm honest. My ex-husband said it was like watching his favourite pub burn down, so your choice.
In a way, she's the perfect contrast to Bridget's endearing chaos. One thing's for sure, this baby will grow up hearing wildly entertaining stories about the doctor who couldn't be rattled by anything.
Come on, you two. Time for a little test. So exciting, isn't it? It's like the final of the X Factor or something. Dial 01 if you want it to be Mark, and 02 if you want it to be Jack.
Number 17. Another Darcy moment. Bridget Jones, mad about the boy. Bridget starts dating the younger rockster. We'll get to know how they met shortly. Anyway, after a summer of romance, she invited him to her colleague Talitha's birthday party.
Does this guy actually exist, or is it, it's like that one time that you saw Brad Pitt at Costa Coffee.
It was him!
Come on.
It was!
Really?
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, darling.
He makes a late entrance, but boy, what an entrance it is. After some unwanted attention, Bridget loses hold on Talitha's dog, who makes a beeline for the pond. The dog's fine, but that doesn't stop Rockster from diving in, white shirt and all, for a dramatic rescue.
I'm mad
about the boy. And I know it's stupid to be mad about the boy.
What follows is what we can only call another Darcy moment. Everyone stands around and gawks at a now shirtless Rockster greeting Bridget. Luckily for them, their host doesn't seem to mind about all the kerfuffle they've caused anyway.
Oh, I'm so sorry. She just jumped out of my arms.
Do not apologize.
Number 16. Mark is there for Bridget, Bridget Jones's baby. Despite having walked away earlier, Mark happens to arrive like the knight in shining armor Bridget has stopped believing in just in the nick of time. No, really, he couldn't have cut it closer to the wire.
Why are my trousers warm?
My waters must have broken.
Oh, Jesus.
So sorry. I'll get a cloth.
In a bold declaration of devotion, he proves she comes first by throwing his phone out the window, which for him is a huge deal. But the moment he truly shows her they could make it work is when he supports her through labor, even as her teeth are clenched into his arm. When she asks how he'd feel if the baby isn't his answer is so sweet, it's impossible not to tear up. He really is her Mr. Darcy.
What if it's not yours?
And I'll love him anyway. Just as I love you. Just the way you were, the way you are, the way you always will be.
Number 15. The Magical Man Tree. Bridget Jones, mad about the boy. You might remember this from the trailer, but it's even funnier in the film. Bridget takes her kids to Hampstead Heath and gets distracted by Tinder, thanks to Miranda. Hearing her kids' cries of distress, she does what every good mom would do and runs to help. Well, she tries.
Okay. No, it's all right. I can't get down either. It's all right. I'm here.
As Bridget clings desperately for assistance, they're rescued by none other than Mr. Wallaker, who just happens to pass by, and Park Ranger Rockster, who jumps in to save the Darcy clan.
Clearly you've got this nicely in hand.
Look, there's a policeman.
Oh my God. I've climbed a magical man tree.
It's a unique meet-cute, quite different from her past romantic encounters. No spoilers, but we're just saying if we happen to be in London, you might find us searching for this magical man tree too.
Anything else I can help with?
God, yes.
No.
Okay.
It's nice to meet you.
Number 14. Not your usual date night undergarment. Bridget Jones's diary. After some rather inappropriate workplace flirting, Bridget's friends coach her on how to progress things with Daniel by playing hard to get. However, it all comes down to one very important decision.
Surely these would be most attractive at crucial moment. However, chances of reaching crucial moment greatly increase by wearing these. Scary stomach holding in pants, very popular with grannies.
Hey, we've all been there. And honestly, it was refreshing to see Bridget make the more relatable choice. Her primping pays off as she and Daniel leave the event together. But as things heat up, she's reminded of her earlier decision.
I'm sorry, I have to have another look. They're too good to be true.
Luckily for her, he finds them pretty endearing. And as far as we're concerned, this is the moment Bridget became an underwear trailblazer. Too bad her judgment wasn't quite as sound when she decided to answer her phone like this.
Bridget Jones, wanton sex goddess with a very bad man between her thighs. Mum. Hi.
Number 13. Birthing class. Bridget Jones's baby. Bridget shares her news with the two potential fathers over dinner, and let's just say Mark doesn't take it all too well. Still, despite his initial reservations, he shows up for baby class.
It's awesome to see you, man. But there's a heck of a lot of caffeine in that tea. I brought you a super juice.
Oh, thank you.
Jack, seeing how uncomfortable he is, decides to lean into a little misunderstanding and have a little fun with it. Things get rather competitive between the two, and Jack can't help but do everything to push all of his potential co-parents' buttons along the way.
See, Mark is very nervous about all this. It's all new to you, isn't it, lamb chop?
Things eventually blow up between them, but before that moment, it was quite fun watching Jack mess with Mark. If he's gonna have a child, he may want to loosen up.
Would you like to have a go?
No, I think I'll let Jack get on with it. I think he seems to have it covered.
Oh, that's very sweet of you. That's why I love you, my little teacup.
Number 12. Gorgeous Bottom. Bridget Jones, The Edge of Reason.
Bridget Jones is a love pariah no more.
Ah, the glow of new love. In a moment of post-sex bliss, Bridget decides to call newly won beau Mark Darcy from work to flirt. It's the sort of adorable, cheeky, impulsive moment that makes us and Darcy love Bridget. Whispering that she's had a wonderful shag, she compliments him on his gorgeous bottom.
It's me. Just wondered how you are.
I'm fine, thanks. Everything all right with you?
Fine. Though, I've just had a rather graphic shag flashback. You two have a genuinely gorgeous bottom.
Thank you.
When Darcy abruptly lets her in on a crucial bit of information. She's on speakerphone, and he's meeting with several important clients.
I'm actually with the Mexican ambassador, the head of Amnesty International, and the Undersecretary for Trade and Industry. And you're on speakerphone.
Her face says it all. Anyone who has ever been caught on the wrong side of a phone call will know just how she feels.
Oh, right. Well, I'm actually quite busy with important stuff too.
Bridget.
Number 11. All by Myself, Bridget Jones's Diary. Watching Bridget Jones in your 30s is like staring into a mirror. If that mirror showed you all your self-doubt, relationship chaos, and career freakouts.
Don't wanna be all by myself anymore.
She's the poster child for our collective chaos, reminding us that adulting is as glamorous as a day-old takeout. We get it. It's often tempting to indulge in our favorite vices, turn up whatever song reflects our mood, and wallow in self-pity.
And making love was just for fun. Those days are gone.
For Bridget, that song is All by Myself, sung by Celine Dion. She truly takes the lyrics to heart, allowing her feelings to spill out as the song crescendos. This moment is revisited in the third movie, but with a twist, as Bridget embraces her thriving single woman era. Number 10. Blue Soup, Bridget Jones's Diary.
Oh joy, I am broadcasting genius. Celebrating by cooking birthday feast for close friends.
After landing a new job, our girl just wants to throw a nice dinner party for her friends. But while she might be the new face of British pop culture and current affairs, Julia Child, she is not.
Finely sliced oranges and great zest.
After exploding her blender and downing a little liquid courage, Darcy shows up unexpectedly to wish her happy birthday and congratulate her on the new job.
I came to congratulate the new face of British current affairs. But I see I may have come at a bad time.
Seeing a blue disaster in progress and being the nice guy he really is deep down, he offers to step in and help. What follows is a genuinely sweet, flirtatious scene showing that even the simplest, most domestic moments can sometimes be the loveliest.
Mini gherkin, stuffed olive.
No, Pan. And besides, I'm busy. Gravy needs sieving.
Surely not just stir it, Una.
Number 9. Quitting, Bridget Jones's Diary.
Hold it right there, Miss Jones. I'm sorry to inform you, but I think you'll find that by contract you're expected to give at least 6 weeks' notice.
Sometimes you've just gotta stick it to the man. After discovering that her boyfriend and boss, Daniel Cleaver, has been cheating on her, Bridget is miserable at work. Who wouldn't be? In short order, Jones comes to the conclusion that she can no longer work for Daniel and respect herself. She quits, but Daniel seems to be having none of it.
Well, I just think you should know that, you know, there are lots of prospects here for a talented
Daniel,
person. Yeah, just give me a minute, will you, Simon? Thanks.
Righto, boss man.
Lots of prospects for a person who, you know, perhaps for personal reasons has been slightly overlooked professionally.
When he tries to demean her and then beg her to come back, our girl brushes him off with one of the best parting lines in cinematic history. Finding the courage to publicly hold your ground against your ex and your boss in the same moment? Ms. Jones, you're our new best friend.
Thank you, Daniel. That is very good to know. But if staying here means working within 10 yards of you, frankly, I'd rather have a job wiping Saddam Hussein's arse.
Number 8. Wedding Scene. Who's the dad? Bridget Jones's Baby. This was the moment the films were leading up to. Bridget and Mark have had some bumps along the way. Arguably the biggest one, Bridget had to carry for roughly 9 months.
Hello, you. Is that your ear or your foot?
When she meets Jack while walking down the aisle, the audience is momentarily led to believe that she has picked the new guy, but then we see that he's just holding her baby for her, while she goes to marry the man she was always meant to be with. Turns out Mark is also the baby daddy.
Hello.
Hi.
We're really doing this.
No going back now.
Sorry, Jack. But with everything that Jack and Mark go through throughout the film, eventually becoming friends, it is a touching moment for the trio, and a truly happy ending. Number 7. First meeting at the turkey curry buffet. Bridget Jones's diary.
Your mother's trying to fix you up with some divorcee. Human rights barrister, pretty nasty beast, apparently.
Who? Ding dong.
Our first encounter with Ms. Jones is as memorable as anything to follow. Once again, subjected to her mother's brand of heavy-handed matchmaking at her parents' annual Christmas turkey curry buffet party, Bridget is astounded to see that for once her old mom might be spot on.
Mark?
Maybe this was the mysterious Mr. Right I'd been waiting my whole life to meet.
You remember Bridget?
Overwhelmed by this new and extremely handsome development, she tries her best to make conversation and be charming, and instead makes a rambling fool of herself. But who hasn't made a fool of themselves in the presence of beautiful men, right?
And keep New Year's resolutions. And stop talking total nonsense to strangers. In fact, stop talking full stop.
Darcy's harsh, if eloquent summation of Bridget makes our girl realize that maybe it's time to make a few changes in her life. And thus, a legend was born.
Mother, I do not need a blind date, particularly not with some verbally incontinent spinster who smokes like a chimney, drinks like a fish, and dresses like her mother.
Yummy. Turkey curry. My favorite.
And that was it. Right there. Right there. That was the moment.
Number 6. Trip to the hospital. Bridget Jones's baby.
My waters must have broken.
What's better than 2 men fighting over you? How about 2 handsome men falling over themselves to help you in your time of need? When Bridget goes into labor, Mark is there to get her to the hospital.
I'll think of something.
Gallantly, he offers to carry her, but quickly realizes he may not be up to the task. Suddenly, Jack arrives to help save the day, and is likewise overcome.
I'm here. Okay. I can take it from here. From here. Okay. I got this.
The 2 men awkwardly and hilariously have to shift Bridget back and forth, working together to carry her to the hospital. It's uncomfortably hilarious minor dramas like this that have carried the series. No pun intended.
Yes, over here, please. Thank you.
Okay.
Which of you is the father?
I am.
Right.
Number 5. Can't ski, pregnancy scare. Bridget Jones, The Edge of Reason.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Mark and Bridget's romantic ski getaway is ruined when Bridget realizes that Rebecca, another lawyer whom she believes to be infatuated with Mark, has turned up as well.
Bridget! Rebecca! What are you doing here? Didn't Mark tell you we were coming? No, he didn't.
Resigning herself to a weekend cozied up in the lodge, Bridget has the realization that there's been a little something else missing from her life as well.
After only 8 weeks of total undisturbed sex. Wait a minute. No. 8 weeks? It couldn't be, could it? Totally undisturbed. Oh, God. I'm pregnant.
Panicked and distracted, Bridget begins to slip down the hill. She might be screaming in terror, but we're screaming with laughter. Landing, one would think she's had enough, but our heroine has business to take care of. The scene doesn't let up for a minute as, sliding right into a pharmacy, she attempts to make her needs known.
I would like a pregnancy test, please. A pregnancy test. Ich bin possibly mit
baby.
Number 4. Bridget doesn't get the costume memo. Bridget Jones's Diary.
Oh well, here we go.
Who hasn't envisioned this nightmare in some form? You show up to an event thinking that you look fine, and oh holy hell. When her creepy uncle doesn't let her in on the fact that the fancy dress party has been changed to a regular dress party, Bridget shows up to a classy garden gathering dressed as a Playboy bunny.
Where are all the other tarts and bickers?
Oh dear, didn't Jeffrey call you? Jeffrey, didn't you telephone Colin and Bridget?
How's my little Bridget? Bop, bop.
Well, obviously mortified, and despite the fact that she is surrounded by pensioners in sun hats and she's half naked in bunny ears, Bridget keeps her head high and gets a drink. Somehow, by playing it so cool, by the end of the scene she practically fits in. Way to make the best of the worst situation, Jones.
I think I can say with total confidence, absolutely not.
Well, I'm sure he'd say the same about you, given your past behavior.
Sorry?
I think you know what I mean.
Number 3. Nice boys don't kiss like that. Bridget Jones's Diary.
Right. Right.
When Bridget told Mark to read something, she probably didn't mean her diary. Yet he flips through it and makes an abrupt exit into the snow, leaving Bridget to chase him, totally underdressed for the cold. In this case, he just wanted to help her turn over a new leaf with a new diary.
It's only a diary. Everyone knows diaries are just full of crap.
I know that. I was just buying you a new one. Time to make a new start, perhaps.
Then, in true rom-com fashion, they share a passionate kiss in the snow. It's a moment so steamy that Bridget can't believe this is the same Mark Darcy she once described as having a gherkin where no gherkin should be. Turns out, even nice guys have a little fire in them.
Wait a minute. Nice boys don't kiss like that.
Oh, yes, they do.
Oof, did someone just turn up the heat in here? Number 2. Just As You Are. Bridget Jones's Diary.
This is Natasha Glenville and Mark Darcy. Hi there.
Hello.
It's been pointed out before that in many ways, Bridget Jones is a modern, subverted retelling of Pride and Prejudice. And yeah, casting Colin Firth as Darcy was a bit of a giveaway.
Mr. Darcy.
No time is that more apparent than in this scene, a mirror of Fitzwilliam Darcy's profession of love for Elizabeth Bennet. However, where Fitzwilliam Darcy is belittling despite his efforts to be honest, Mark Darcy is simply honest, setting up one of the sweetest scenes in the series.
I very much enjoyed your Lewisham fire report, by the way.
Thank you.
After Bridget is for once frank about who she is, Mark is in turn upfront with her. Love and attraction means you stop seeing perks and flaws and start seeing whole people, just as they are.
I like you. Very much.
Apart from the smoking and the drinking and the vulgar mother and the verbal
No,
diarrhea.
I like you very much. Just as you are.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. It's Raining Blows. Bridget Jones's Diary.
Sorry. I'm obviously interrupting. Darcy?
After Daniel crashes Bridget's dinner party, Mark decides to leave rather than make a scene, and then thinks better of it. This time he is going to fight for the woman he loves. Sort of.
Oh, bloody hell, wait a minute, he's back.
All right, Cleaver, outside.
It's not quite Pistols at Dawn. In fact, it's hard to compare it to anything.
I should have done this years ago.
Done what?
This.
Me that hurt.
Both men, despite a gallant start, are as ineffectual as two sleepy toddlers wrestling over the last piece of candy.
Oh, God, I'm sorry. I really am sorry. I will pay.
Had enough, Darcy?
Not quite, if that's all right by you.
And that's what makes it so amazing. All noble grandstanding and roguish charm is tossed to the gutter as both men, both way out of their depths, make weak attempts to best the other. It is impossible not to watch the scene without cracking up. Much to our delight, they went for another round in the sequel.
If you're so obsessed with Bridget Jones, why don't you just marry her? Because then she'd definitely shag me.
I believe in a thing called love. Just
What's your favorite Bridget Jones moment? Let us know in the comments.
I said I love you, for God's sake.
All right, no need to shout.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.